Jake 4 minutes late? Classic? Dave, what the heck, man? Are you trying to... Listen, I'm making coffee right now, and I decide to come in to see how late I am, because I'm like, damn, these guys are probably ripping on me. And I come in here to see Dave saying 4 minutes late, classic. I'm like, oh, I'm aghast. I'm so sad. I'm just messing with you, Dave. Thanks for hanging out with us, ladies and gents. Greatly appreciate you guys. I'm so sorry I'm late. It's been a day. I need some coffee. So I'm making some coffee right now. It's gonna be a late night, as you guys know. Band Dave. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night, as Conformity Gate, the latest Stranger Things episode, is dropping tonight. I got to see it early, thanks Netflix. And I did a little review on the page today. Madison is scolding me. I'm so sorry, everybody. Is the salad still there, says Raggedy Man? I actually ate it after stream, after it was sitting out. That's how disgusting I am. No, it did sit there the whole stream there. I hope you know. It was on the ground the entire time. I'm just wondering who's coming into the stream right now. Like, I thought we were going to talk about Terrifier 4. What are we talking about? Salad? Conformity Gate? What's going on right now? It's going to be a weird stream, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to go get my coffee real quick. I had to start the stream because I see Dave shit talking me out here. And I had to, throw something back at him. I'm just messing with you, Dave. It's not done? I'm going to come and get it in just a second. But anyways, let's get back to this. How are we all doing, everybody? If you're watching this on replay, please like the stream, do all those fun things, click all the buttons, because those buttons like to be clicked. Maybe that'll deter you from clicking the buttons or not, I don't know. But anyways, let's get to this. Oh, and one other fun thing is if we meet our super chat goal tonight, 10 super chats, the Conformity Gate will release after the stream ends. So there you go. I can definitely make that promise, 100%. No lies detected. I don't know about all that, but anyways, let's get back to it. We got, who else we got with us? We got Not Randy Meeks here saying, did you see that Lee Cronin's film is now called Lee Cronin's The Resurrected? It's not going to be like a mummy thing anymore. I'm curious about two big things with this. I heard first that there was some negative test screenings, and then I'm hearing the opposite from like actual insiders, from like people who are behind the scenes. So my guess why they might have renamed it is because the other Mummy is coming out with Brendan Fraser, and that's probably a little more popular nowadays, which is crazy to think about, right? You would think like the original Universal classic or any other earlier versions of this might be more popular, but like the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, I feel like that's what especially people of my generation are the most familiar with. These are movies that I grew up with. These are big blockbusters, really fun movies. The classics are great, and I am excited to see what Lee Cronin's new horror take on it is going to be. Something similar, at least. But I'm excited. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. So Evil Dead in a Pyramid is kind of what I've heard it described as. I think it's going to be a very good watch. I'm really highly anticipating that one. Reaper Kid is also with us saying Scream 7 is looking to be dark and brutal. It's almost here. Oh yeah. We are almost, I think we're less than a month and a half away now. Isn't that kind of crazy? Whew, man. A little over a month and a half, actually, but it's okay. We are getting there. It is exciting stuff. It is January 7th, ladies and gentlemen, and we're talking about Scream 7. We're also talking about Terrifier 4, Saw 11, Final Destination 7, all kinds of different movies. So whatever you guys want to talk about tonight, well, I'm getting into it. Maybe even Avengers Doomsday if I'm feeling up to it, but I'm on the fence about that one. I'm excited to see Robert again. That's about it. Excited for the new Stranger Things episode 5 or episode 9 release that may happen today. Duffer said announcement will be happening tonight, not a spinoff, play stage, or movie. Yeah, you know, I even got to see Conformity Gate early, for sure. I loved a lot of the episode, but I gotta say, I just don't like that Nancy and Mike end up together. I just think that's really fucked up. But But maybe that's just me. I also think the whole subplot with, Joyce having to give Hopper a suppository is just, it feels really inconsequential and weird. I don't know, there's just a lot of weird things about it. By the way, I really appreciate the views on that dumb short that I made in 15 minutes today. I did not think that would do any. I had 15 minutes to make a video today, so I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'll come up with a stupid review for Conformity Gate. That was too much fun. That was way too much fun. So we will see what happens with that tonight. I think it's going to be an announcement regarding the documentary that was made regarding season 5 of Stranger Things. So we'll see. We will see about all that fun stuff very soon here. If we get another episode though, that would be cool. Don't get me wrong. Dave Sim is saying Big Daddy Jake. Calling me Big Daddy, then turning your back on me 4 minutes later. I see how it is, Dave. No, I'm just messing with you. What's up, dude? You've been missing the live streams lately. It's all good. Going through a rough breakup. Oh, I shouldn't have been so harsh on you. No, it's okay. You can bitch about how I'm 4 minutes late. I forgot. Dave, I'm so sorry, my friend. What I'll say is, don't worry, I would never cheat on you. Can't wait for the Bone Temple next week. Hey, at least you have horror movies. I say it at the beginning of every single video. Instead of having friends, I have horror movies. And right now you can lean into the horror, have a little fun with that, Dave, just think about this. You're a free man now. You can do whatever the heck you want. Vibe out. Get some chilling done. But biggest thing is just know that you are still loved, Dave. And I hope that you're doing okay. So much love to you, my friend. And I'm just glad you're here with us. Glad you're hanging with us. Means a lot. Paula Fitzhenry saying hi. Thanks for being a member. Erica is also here with us modding tonight, who's a channel member. Greatly appreciate you as always, Erica. Thank you. Isaac, what's up, Isaac? How we doing? Gotta go get weed, but much love, people. Just pop it in. That's important. I understand. If you can't be here for the stream for that, well, you know what? I can't argue with that. Isaac, thank you for hanging out with us, my friend. And y'all are making me lose. I can't even focus on the stream tonight. Y'all are making me just crack up. Mommy Milkers Jake, how are you? That's what they called me in high school. That one was for Madison. If you don't know, we have an entire section of our Discord where it's just things that people used to call me in high school. And I you should have. You should have measured more. What? Oh, for that? Yeah. We'll be fine. No worries. We will talk about it later. Trust me, we'll be good. We'll be good. It's okay. You guys don't know what we're talking about. It's okay. We're gonna bring out the measuring tape earlier though. Yeah, I forgot about my coffee. Could you bring that to me? Would you man the stream while I go grab my coffee? No, because I got a phone call. You got a phone call? Guys, I gotta go grab my coffee. Davey Deathray, however, is going to keep you guys entertained, who's hanging out with us. Davey, what's up, my friend? I wish I could have Davey's golden voice enter the chat whenever I needed someone to just take the mantle for me, because truthfully, this man's voice is like butter. Every time I see his little videos pop up and it's like some sort of new review or something, he just got out of the theater for some movie, I'm like, I don't even care what his take is on it. I just want to listen to that voice and look at that beautiful face. Davey Deathray, keep everyone entertained for 30 seconds while I get my coffee. Sorry about this unprofessional start. We will get into horror talk shortly. I'll be right back. Will I be back though? Who knows? All right. There we go. Coffee has been acquired. Ugh. Where'd he go? The bathroom? I was making coffee. That's why I'm all sweaty. I ground the beans myself. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I was that cool. Get it in a bag. Yeah, I'm a loser like that. Anyways, okay. Apologies. Let's get back to the horror, baby. Let's get into it. Ugh. All right, let's get into this. Raggedy Man was cheering on Madison, wanted her to come on the stream. She didn't want to come on the stream, guys. She didn't want to talk horror with you. I don't know. I think we should be booing Madison, honestly. Melissa is with us too, saying, hey, Jake, Erica, Paula, Davey, Gory. What's up? Welcome in, Miss Candy. Chat, type 6-7. Please, God, don't. Please, let's not get that started. Austin Allman is with us saying, "Yo, Giga Chad Meeks, what's up?" I wish I could. I wish I could hold that mantle, truthfully, but I just don't think I can. I'm not that cool. I wish I was that cool, but Austin, you're that cool though, and I appreciate you for hanging out with us. Thank you. Who else is with us? We also got KCM. Thankfully telling people that I was getting coffee. Appreciate you for listening. Hanging out with us. So much love to you, my friend. So your profile picture is Rocket Raccoon, and I don't know why every time I see it, I just think Pumpkinhead. It, like, from a distance, it looks like Pumpkinhead to me, but I know it's not. But anyways, I love Pumpkinhead, and it's a great movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it. It has Lance Henriksen in it, who is also in Scream 3, fun fact. But anyways, who else is with us? We got Cats Rule Gaming Channel. Love this channel. What's up? What's an upcoming horror movie that you are the most anticipated for? You just said it. 28 years later, The Bone Temple, baby. Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. That's the one I'm the most excited for this month. Lots of great releases, though. We have Primate coming up this week, which I'm really excited for. I've had a few people who got to go Monday to go see it, and they've said nothing but good things about the film, which is really cool. So I think it's going to be a banger. I'm also really excited for Return to Silent Hill, which is also a return for the original director, Christoph Gans. So for me, like, I don't think either of the Silent Hill movies are like masterpieces by any means, but they're fun as fuck. Especially if you're someone like me who likes creature effects and weird goopy monsters, you're gonna get that in Silent Hill, and it's cool as fuck. I love Silent Hill is a bizarre fever dream, and I am all for it. So really excited for that as well. Bone Temple is gonna rock. That's my #1 this month. I love the 28 Blank Later franchise is one of my favorites of all time. Maybe my favorite zombie or infected franchise out there. So any new installment in that is always going to take priority, in my humble opinion. Really, really, really excited to see what they got up next in that franchise. So far, it's a series that has not missed for me. I like all 3 of the entries for completely different reasons. I'm covering them currently over on my deep dive page, Jakey Retro. If you're not subscribed, go check it out. Only subscribe if you like deep dive videos, though. If you just want the news, you just want to talk about what's going on in the world, then you're already in the right place. That's what I'll say. But that page is a way of me to look back on horror movies from the past and kind of break them down, talk a bit about them, put my own little fun spin on them. So it's a fun little channel if that's your cup of tea, or should I say, cup of coffee. This stream is sponsored by the Golden Girls. It's not, but it would be kind of funny if it was. All right, we got Joe Bamba, who's also hanging out with us. Thank you for being a channel member. Greatly appreciate you. My theory has changed. Now, instead of the toilet seat up motive, I'm thinking the killer is a disgruntled toilet. You know, if I ate shit for multiple years, I think I would want to put on a ghost face mask myself. So, you know, you might have a good point there. That seems like the plot of, like, you know, a scary movie at some point down the line. Scary Movie 10, that's going to be our killer. There we go. I love it. GND Aaron YT, what's up, my friend? My profile picture looks like it came from Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. It does look like that. They're really, really tiny for me, so I can't see them too well. But I'm seeing purples, I'm seeing reds, and that reminds me of Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. I love it. Jordan Burns is saying, "Hey Jake, so with Scream 7, the trailer being out for a few months now, do you have anything you would change based off of predictions, and do you think the killer has been listed in the cast already?" I mean, you know, just an easy, like, this is a... I guess I'll take the ball on this one. A big thing I would want to see changed is, like, of course, I would love to see the Core 4 back in a new Scream film. I really am going to miss Melissa and Jenna, I think, with this new movie. But, like, just based on what the product is and what it's going for, we're going for old school classic Scream. You know what I mean? Like, I totally get that if that's what we're going for. Is there anything I would change about, you know, this film just based on what we're seeing, how it looks? That's a really good question, because it's kind of tough to really know 100% what we're getting ourselves into. Based on the trailers so far, I mean, that first trailer was hype as fuck, in my humble opinion. I really was like, okay, I'm vibing with this. This is why I'm cautiously optimistic about the film, because the trailer looks pretty cool, in my opinion. I'm quite excited for this movie, but I do have my doubts. I do have my little like, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna work. These little tiny things, I don't know if these are gonna work, but we'll see. If there's anything I would want to change based off of like the little things I know, it's that I just really hope we don't get a familial killer, like someone who it's somebody's sister, it's somebody's brother, it's somebody's dad, mom, whatever, from the past. It seems like that's probably what we're gonna get. And I just hope that we could get into something, a different kind of motive than that. Weirdly enough, and maybe it's just me, but I'm looking for a cool motive from our Ghostface. I would rather be shocked by this like really in-depth motive that has never been explored before in Scream versus, being actually shocked as to who's underneath the mask. Because that would be great, and that's awesome. But more than anything, I just want to see, I want to see a motive that's like a killer who has a cold, evil reason to be doing what they're doing, opposed to just, I'm getting revenge because you killed my boy, or you went after my son, you went after my, whatever. I just feel like that's been done to death in this franchise already. I feel like that's kind of what we're getting into here again. And I kind of just hope that's not going to be the case. That would be the one thing that I would hope Scream 7 finds a way to avoid and to do differently, just so we can explore different kinds of killers. I think this franchise really lends itself to that too, which is cool. So hoping that's the case, but we will see. I do really like that Stu's house is the opening scene setting. That feels fun to me. That feels fun and different. We've never really been to that location during like the opening of a film before. And we're burning it down like that. That's a really cool way to start a Scream movie. Like, I feel like even though I kind of have the opening scene, I kind of have the whole opening scene mapped out already just based on what we saw in the trailer. I maybe wish we didn't see all of that. That would be my big thing based on what was shown to us in the trailer. Maybe just the house burning down. Like just don't show us Jimmy Tatro or Michelle Randolph. Like cut all of that out of the trailer. Just show us Ghostface burning down the house and we're like, what the fuck? What's this? Because then we might not know that's the opening scene. And especially people who aren't as, in tune with everything going on in Scream as a lot of us here, they might be watching it and thinking, oh, is this set in Woodsboro again? What the hell's going on here? What is this, right? That might be a fun surprise when we actually get to the film and we find out it's in Indiana. So I don't know. I think I would like to know less about the opening. That's a big thing. I really talked myself into that through this little rant here. Laris Part is saying, is there any update on the third film of The Collector? It's been ages. Dude, you are saying it. You're truly saying it. I don't know. There's nothing. There's been nothing about it. We heard from Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan not recently, like maybe a year ago, that we were going to get some sort of big update on it, and nothing has come through. I don't know. They've been busy on some other projects. They wrote the initial script for Saw 11 that, of course, has now been canned, which sucks. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I think that maybe they were gearing up to do Saw 11, and they were like, yeah, let's do that. And then, of course, that fell under the radar. They've had a lot of projects just not happen, man, and it really sucks because I think they have made some really good stuff, and I would like to see them succeed. They've had some movies happen though. There was that All My Friends Are Dead that I know at least one of them worked on. I can't remember if it was both of them or not. But I don't know. Point being, I want to see them get Collector 3 made. I want to see their Saw 11 scripts be made as well. That would have been cool. But what can we do? What can we do, baby? Eric from the Bearded Entertainment, thank you for the 5, my friend. I really appreciate the support. You're saying, so you're going to be in T4 or what, my guy? I would love to be in Terrifier. I would do anything to be in Terrifier 4. When they shoot that, dude, if Damien Leone is watching right now, I don't care where it's being shot. I will drive there. I would do anything to be just some asshole in the background being like, oh my God, that's Art the Clown. I would do anything. I'll drive wherever I gotta go. I will be there at 4 a.m. if I have to be. I will drive through the night if it means I get to be in Terrifier 4. That would be amazing. This is a franchise that I love with my whole heart, man. I love Terrifier. I wanted to make it kind of a focus of the stream tonight because I know we haven't really talked about it much. There hasn't really been too many big updates here or there, just little stuff. We know that the film is in pre-production, which is exciting. I genuinely do not think we will get it this year, which is a big thing, which I don't know, I don't know how we all feel about that. But I think that truthfully, this is going to be a bigger film than anything we've gotten from 2 or 3. Like, I think it's going to be in terms of scope. I don't even know in terms of length, just scope, concept. I think this is going to be a bigger film, more epic. Like, I genuinely think we're going to hell. Final battle is going to, you know, fighting demons and with brimstone and fire and lava. Like, I think that's the kind of maybe movie they want to make here. I'm excited for it though. I really want to be in it for like half a second though. Like with Damien, I'll do anything. I will drive out there. I'll be the fucking guy that, you know, brings people coffee. If I can just be on that set, that would be great. That'd be awesome. That would be a lot of fun. Eric's also throwing 2 out there saying, I'm always down for a road trip as well. Hey, you know what, Eric, we'll be the whole crowd. It'll be me and you and all of our buddies, and we'll just be like, oh my God, I can't believe Art the Clown just killed that guy. Damien, if you're watching, man, we're cooking here. Let us be the mob in the background. That would be great. That would be awesome. Oh my God, I would do anything. I would literally do anything for that. Eric, you know what? If we can make that happen, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if we can do that. King Matthew III is with us tonight. What is up? What's up, my friend? I know that you can't always be on these streams, so I do appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. You're saying, I'm thinking Jimmy Tatro's character is one of the killers, maybe because we never really see him die in the trailer and he just disappears after the girl is attacked in the trailer. You know, as crazy as that is, you might have a point on something with that. And I think what's interesting about that angle is that we're seeing this diffusion between those two characters. We're seeing Jimmy, who is super into Stab. Like, he's like, dude, this is cool. You know, like, Stab is fucking sick, man. Loving this shit. Michelle Randolph, however, doesn't really seem to be into it. She doesn't really want to stay the night at the murder house, I think, as she literally says. So could you know, would this be an insane opening to say that, like, he's the killer? You know what I mean? He's the killer the whole time and just literally wants to do it because he's just a fan of, like, the old school Stab movies. He wants it to be focused back on Sidney Prescott. That would be really cool. Honestly, the person you thought was the opening victim turns out to be the killer the whole time. Someone who's not connected at all, but just loves the movies. That's interesting. I would not see that coming, if I'm being totally honest, if just Jimmy Tatro randomly was the killer. We thought that he was dead from the opening, comes back at the end. I could get into that. That would be fun. Eli Cortez is also with us, saying don't forget to slash that like button and sub to this awesome channel. Eli, I love you, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us. Big preach. Acres of Movies is saying Surfin' Ghostface. Oh, we need Tropical Scream so bad. That would be so much fun. Or just like Florida Scream. Wouldn't like a Florida man as Ghostface? Wouldn't that be kind of fun? I think that would be awesome. I'd love to see him like ride in on an alligator. That would never happen. But do I want it to happen? Kinda. Yeah, I kind of do want it to happen. Jordan Caleb is also with us saying, hey, JK Erica, are you a fan of American Horror Story? Jessica Lange. Is it Jessica Lange? Lange? I don't know. Is returning for season 13. It was huge news when it came out. I feel like American Horror Story is really hit or miss for me. Some seasons I love, and other seasons I can't even get through, and there's no in between. Like, I wish I could even say there was like a mid-season. No, there's just like seasons I'm really into, and then seasons that I can't even finish. Like, I'm just like, I can't even get through multiple episodes of this. And I don't even know why that is. There's some seasons of that show, not crazy about. Love the first 4 seasons. See, you know what? The closest thing we've gotten to a mid-season in that show is season 5, because like there was some cool parts of season 5, but other moments that lost me. Season 6 is bad. Season 6 and 7 are like unwatchably bad. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. Apocalypse, kind of cool. The slasher season, oh shit, even better. Season 10 is hilarious because it's a double feature. It's 2 stories, and one story fucking rocks, and the other one, the back half one, horrible. I don't know. It's such a bizarre show. That's as far as I've watched though. I have not watched what is it? Seasons 11, seasons 12, and now seasons 13. I have not watched any, not a minute of those. Isn't Kim Kardashian in season 12? I don't know. Cool stuff though. Rock on. Weird times. American Horror Story is something I definitely want to get back into at some point. Some stuff in there is fun. Some stuff in there is definitely really cool. So maybe I'll give season 13 a chance. We'll see what's up with it. Macho Libre, what's up? What's up, my friend? Hey. Welcome in. How do we tag Damien in this stream, says Eric? That's too funny. Corey Tiger's with us as well. What's up, dude? Thanks for keeping it gory out there. We appreciate that. Zoe Crawford, what's up, my friend? How are you? Happy New Year, you handsome daddy. Oh, you're just too cute. You know that, Zoe? You're just too sweet. You're too cute. I want to have you. We got to get you on the stream again, my friend. It's been too long. My good horror-loving friend, how are you doing? How's your New Year treating you? I hope good. Thank you for being with us today. Big Preach. Thanks for hanging out with us. Erica saying Jake likes you, so you should like him back. Like the stream, guys, or Erica will bite off your fingers. You know the drill by now. Come on now. Erica, thank you for the 2. Greatly appreciate that. And yeah, make sure to like the stream, subscribe, do all the fun things, press all the buttons. We also got Jace Crawford saying, Jake, I've quite literally been writing something that has a similar twist as an opening kill is actually the killer. Make it happen, dude. Listen, the shit that I say on these streams is not copywritten. So I won't sue you if you turn that into something. No, roll with it, man. Make it your own, you know? I mean, fuck, you know, you can say that Scream is just ripping off Agatha Christie if you really want to, but I think the Scream movies made it their own. They made the murder mystery thing their own vibe, right? So everything is kind of standing on the shoulders of something that came before it, you know? I just realized the other day that I literally stole the ending of Paranormal Activity 2 for Chicken Man, and I did that subconsciously. I didn't even, like, I literally put on Paranormal Activity 2, and I'm just like, oh my god, that is the same fucking shot. Like, we got the same shot of me stealing a baby at the end. It's the same thing with, what's her face? What's her name in that? Christy? Tatum? No, that's not her name. I can't remember. What's the... It's gonna kill me now. I gotta look it up. What's her fucking name in Paranormal Activity? Christy. Katie, not Christy. Christy's the sister who's in the sequel. Got it. Okay. Rocking and rolling. I'm like, what is her fucking name? I can't remember this. Dude, it's the same damn shot. I'm an idiot. I'm watching this movie and I'm like, fuck. I totally stole that for Chicken Man. So no worries. No worries. Write your stories, make it happen, have fun. What's my favorite video nasties? Probably Pieces. I love Pieces. Pieces is outrageous. It is a dumb movie, and it is so much fun. Season 6 and 7. God damn it, I did it to myself. Season 6 and 7. No, damn it. I can't avoid it. I can't avoid that meme. I'm not even doing it on purpose. I'm not even doing it on purpose at this point. I swear, I really don't like season 6 and 7, man. So how about this? Season 7 and also season 6. See, I think we found a way around it. Jordan Caleb, excited for Evil Dead Burn. Evil Dead Rise was my most watched 2023 horror film. Great choice. This franchise is just so unique and cool. 2013 is up there too. I'm so hyped up for Evil Dead Burn. It is gonna be fun as fuck. You know, big thing about it that I love so much regarding this franchise in general is that Sam Raimi is allowing these other creatives to kind of just do their own thing with it, you know? So it flavors each Evil Dead movie in a different way. So even though we may be getting a similar story to what we've gotten before, ultimately it's going to have a different, you know, some different flair, some different features to it that we might not have gotten in previous entries. So I'm really excited to see what Sebastian Vanacek brings to this one. I know, like, just based off of his last movie, I'm basing this off of the little things I know about the guy. I know that he's terrified of spiders, and I know that's why he probably made Infested. So I'm wondering if animals get involved with Evil Dead Burn. That's been like my big theory about it. I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna have some like scary animals that are possessed and, you know, running around biting into people or even talking. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if that's kind of, are we gonna like take that, like maybe like the deer from Evil Dead 2, you know, and turn that into something like kind of scary and evil here. I definitely feel like the vibe of this one is we're going even darker than Evil Dead Rise. Rise had a little bit of a campy edge to it. It was very fast-paced and still scary, but there was some like campy, fun moments to it. So very triumphant too. I feel like it's definitely not the scariest Evil Dead, and that's okay. I didn't need it to be. I liked the flavor that we got from that one. It was a lot of fun. It was very like triumphant, you know, and that's something that we don't always get in Evil Dead. It's not always a triumphant, happy ending, but I kind of vibed with it. I thought it was that third act especially, I think totally rocked. I was very impressed. We just, everyone kind of turned into one big meat monster by the end of it. That was awesome. No complaints there. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah to one big meat monster getting pushed into a fucking wood chipper. That's amazing. So definitely loved Evil Dead Rise, don't get me wrong. But I think I am excited for this one to maybe go darker, like even darker than Evil Dead 2013, maybe even more so than the original. At least that's what I'm getting from little teasers, little treats we've been getting from the director. And also, if you've seen Infested, you know how fucking scary that movie is. It is horrifying. So Evil Dead Burn, it's gonna fucking rock. Really excited for that one. David Primero is saying, are you hyped about Primate? Yes, like weirdly, yes. I'm so excited about this movie. Matt, shout out to Matt if he's hanging out with us, slashing it with Matt. He texted me and he said, dude, like, holy shit, Primate goes kind of hard. So mad shout out to Matt. He really liked Primate. He got to see it Monday. I sadly missed it. I was with my Lethal Collective boys, so had a very fun time with them though. But I gotta admit, I was a little sad that I missed out on the Monday screening of Primate. I really want to see this one, so I think I'm going to see it Friday. I think I'm going to spend all day Friday in the theater. Is my thinking, so that I can catch up on some videos tomorrow. I got a big update video for you guys. Strangers Chapter 3 trailer came out today, and I really want to talk about it because you might be surprised by some of the things I have to say. I think it's going to be the best one of the trilogy. Not that that's saying much, but I honestly, I'm seeing some things in the trailer where I'm like, okay, you know what? At least they have that. I don't think it's going to be a good movie, but I think it's going to be better than the 1 out of 10 and then 0 out of 10 that we got from this franchise. This part of the franchise so far. So I'm speculating Chapter 3 is going to be like a 3 out of 10. And that's a big improvement from the last two. So I'll take what I can get, baby. It's forward motion. We're going up. We're doing things better than just a 90-minute inconsequential chase scene that also has some random flashbacks. This one looks a little better than that. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. There was a big criticism I had off the rip when the first teaser came for Chapter 3, and I'm now realizing I was wrong about said criticism now that I'm seeing the full trailer, and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I don't hate this as much as I did. So I always admit when I'm wrong, and I'm seeing some things in this new trailer that I'm like, okay, that looks better than I thought it was going to be. So definitely I have some ever so slightly more positive things to say about Strangers Chapter 3. I still think it's going to be a piece of shit, but a slightly more polished up piece of shit than the previous two films. Still got to call a spade, right? Anyways, let's get back to it. Pieces is my second favorite horror film of all time. You go, Gina. I love that. I love you. After Halloween as the first slasher, you saw that at... You were 8 when you saw Pieces. You are way too young to see that at 8. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is a graphic movie. Like, there's... name something, that kids shouldn't be seeing. It's in that movie. What's up, my friend? Am I loud? What? You're rearranging all of our furniture right now, guys. We're finally finishing up. Okay. Let's take this from the top here. Okay, I have a fun story to share with you. We have needed a couch for some time, and we found a couch for cheap that was really comfy looking, and you can like customize it. And I was like, shit, let's get this. It's a little too big. It's a little too big for our little apartment, like and it's a foot too big.
Because you're a foot too big, so I think we just need to chop off.
We need to chop off my legs.
Half your calf and then just reattach your ankle to your knee.
I'll do like a Dr. Gordon thing, like in Saw. Like I'll just, saw through it.
We'll just take your calf off and then just attach your ankle to your knee.
Can we like put my here? Can we like make my knee here? We'll put it here, and then I'll have like little tiny legs that bend and.
Let's just completely remove your knees.
Let's just remove your knees. You're right. You're so right.
From here to here, and then just have your foot here.
That's insane.
And just have your thighs be your legs.
So like I'll kind of here. Can we Kneel, demonstrate?
Essentially.
Yeah. Can we demonstrate how I'd have to walk then? I'd have to be like.
I'd be taller than you.
You'd be taller. You'd be so much taller than me. It'd be like.
That's saying something.
Hi guys, welcome to Killjoy Jake. I don't sit anymore. I just stand on my knee legs.
Sit, but you'd have to jump to get up there.
You'd have to
jump into
Yeah, yeah. I'd be like throwing confetti, you know, yeah, yeah, to start every stream. That would be great.
I got it to fit. It's gonna be a
Wait, yo,
squeak.
Erica's saying you'll be no knees from Repo. That's too funny.
No knees.
Oh, Jess would love that. If Jess was watching right now. That could be my Halloween costume. That's so funny. Oh man. Well, we're having fun on tonight's stream. That's for sure. I love this.
So we could end this with like at least 5 minutes between go time for GullGotha.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can look at the fuck.
Yeah. We'll have time. I'll probably get off at 7:30. Is that cool? Okay. We'll figure something out. No worries. Make everything work. If we got to move the whole damn place around, we'll do it.
How do you like the idea of a love seat in the background of the set?
You know, I wouldn't mind it actually, because I want to get guys. I also want to hear your opinion about this. I don't like the set. I don't like the set how it stands right now. I want to redo it. And Madison has pitched bringing our love seat that's not going to fit in the room anymore in here. And I'm thinking about having a bunch of like scary characters on it. So like love seat right there. No more shelf. No more refrigerator, because that's what that is. We got a refrigerator on the fucking set.
That's staying on the set. That will be.
I guess it's staying on the set.
Where will we be putting it?
I'm thinking couch. We got like little baby Ghostface. We put him on the couch. We get some other cool shit, other horror plushies or figures or things, whatever. They're sitting on the couch behind me. They're eating popcorn. They're listening to me. You know what I'm saying?
You need this for this.
I think the couch would be cool with a bunch of horror characters like watching us. You know what I mean? They're like eating popcorn like they're watching a horror movie, right? I think that would be a cool thing to put on the set. How do we feel about that?
I have it figured out.
Yes? You got it all figured out?
Yeah, you put the couch, the love seat here.
High five. I'm getting rid of the shelf.
Well, no. Wait until.
I'm throwing it out the window, guys.
Okay.
They can't stop me.
Why?
The landlord can't stop me. Anyway.
Why is this?
Okay, I'm so sorry. I gotta get back to the chat. Hey, I love you so much. We'll get out there. We'll figure everything out in a little bit. Fist bump. Rock on, baby. Much love. All right, let's get back to it. We got Ghostface Killer out there saying, my leg. I love it. We got Blake Hoffman also here saying, do you think for Scream 7, they want to build up Tatum's personality first? I fucking hope so, Blake. Balake. I hope so. First to see if Scream fans like her and then maybe kill off Sydney in the future. But we all know that's a really risky move. I don't think they'll kill off Sydney, but I think that if they want Tatum to be representative of the future of Scream, yeah, they got to fucking build her up. We got to stop doing this balancing act of, well, you know, we got to tell a legacy story and a new character story at the same time. No, just tell a good story. You know what I mean? And people will want to watch it. It's this whole like we got to make everyone happy thing. It's like just make your fans happy. Just tell a good story. Make it happen. I hope they make Tatum a good character. I hope they give her enough to work with, and they don't just give her a few scenes and then we're gonna move on to this other story now randomly in the middle of the movie. I hope not. Blake, I'm worried about that. I hope that Tatum is a good character. I hope we're not feeling like she's bland by the end of this, because again, she's kind of representative of what's to come next. Fingers crossed. Oscar Hernandez is saying, yo, Jake, what's up, Oscar? How we doing? Welcome in. Put a life-size statue of Matthew Lillard right behind you, and you are set. Acres of Movies, it's kind of like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm almost thinking like get a mannequin or something and put a ghost face robe on him. So it's like he's sitting behind me. Give him like a fake bowl of popcorn, right? Wouldn't that be, I feel like that would be kind of cool. So it's like you're watching, like I'm in the middle, and then to my left, he's got like the couch here. And then maybe over here we'll have some shit too. I don't know. But that to me would be fun. I think that would be cool. Horror casting couch. Oh my God, we got it. Now we have to do it. It's going to be the horror. It's going to be the casting couch of horror. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, we're totally doing that. And that's what we're calling it. King Matthew III is saying, I hope Gail finally wins her Pulitzer Prize in Scream 7 because she's been I can't read. Because she's been trying to get that since Scream 2. So if they do kill Gail in 7, hopefully she gets her prize at least. I feel like Gail's arc That's really funny. I feel like Gail's arc to me is like, okay, she's got to stop being so career focused and be a little more emotionally available for some of the people in her life. You know what I mean? And that to me would be like a really interesting angle to take it, because it's like, wow, Gail has learned nothing. She just cared about that prize and now she's dead. You know, that to me would be like a really tragic ending for Gale, but you could play it like it's the exact opposite, therefore making it more tragic, like making it seem like, oh, I did it, I made this story the greatest thing ever, and now I'm fucking dead. You know what I mean? That's actually kind of interesting. That's actually kind of thought-provoking. I like it. Merge Scream and Mission Impossible Paramount idea. Oh, Paramount's gonna love that. Paramount's gonna hear that and they're gonna start licking their lips, being like, oh yeah, let's go, baby. We're gonna make so much money. Let's go. Ghostface Killer is saying, if done right, I think a Sydney opening kill scene can top all the others. You want Scream fans to burn down the studio, dude? Because that's what'll happen. They will literally lose their fucking minds. They'll be like, you can't, don't lay a finger on Sidney Prescott. The opening scene too, I mean, man, I'd be mad, and I love crazy shit like that. I remember like seeing Terminator Dark Fate. This is always the movie I bring up whenever people are like, oh, kill a legacy character in the opening scene. Dude, you can't do that. I'm so if you're gonna kill a legacy character, you gotta at least have them in the movie for a little bit, you know, and set up their death. Emotionally prepare your audience for it. If you just sucker punch them with it, I'm telling you, people are gonna want to burn down the damn studio. Because, dude, the moment that happened in Terminator Dark Fate, and I'm like, this happens minutes into the film, like 2-3 minutes in, the Terminator just comes in and shoots little John Carpenter. John Connor. Where's my mind today? Immediately when that happened, I checked out of the film. I'm just like, fuck this movie. Like, are you kidding me? And the rest of the movie is mid as fuck. It's not even like redeemable by any means. So I'll never watch it again. Like, honestly, it turned me off right from the opening there. But yeah, I think if you're gonna kill Sydney, which I still don't think they'll ever do it, based on what Kevin has recently said, based on what Nev has said many times before, it would at least have to be something that happens later on, like a big sacrifice, maybe during the Ghostface reveal kind of thing. Like she sacrifices herself for her kids. The Jester is saying you can't kill Sydney without angering the fans. Yeah, I mean, dude, this is a comfort horror franchise at the end of the day. I feel like people are, you know, they look at this franchise and they're like, they come back to it like Scooby-Doo. Like they love these characters. They want to see these people on the big screen. But I also understand that the tough thing about that too, that conflicts with that, is the fact that we are telling the same story that is onward and continuing. I think that if this franchise wasn't so, you know, chronological, we're building a big story one after the other, I think that actually would have benefited the series. But that's a big problem. It's a big problem that I feel like Scream is running into, is that it's becoming tougher and tougher to build murder mysteries around these characters who have been through this so many different times before. You know, Sydney is an impossible character to be able to chase around with Ghostface anymore, because she's just going to shoot the fella in the face. So it's interesting. It's an interesting situation for sure. Not Randy Meeks, thank you for the 249, my friend. Thank you. I love this. Tara Hayes should have been a final girl. If I ever do a video on Terrifier over on my retro page, this is what I'm focusing the whole video on when it comes to the original Terrifier. Tara Hayes. So this is, of course, our character who is, you know, posed as our final girl in the original Terrifier, but then, of course, gets killed about halfway through the film by Art. And you're kind of just sitting there as an audience member like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening right now? I have always been so on the fence about how I feel about this, because on one hand, it is a big shock. It is this big shocking moment. You're like, what? Like, where does the story even go now? You know, what's going to happen next? And I think there is, like, at least for me, the movie does start to kind of lose me a little bit, like around this point, like when we have to start building up a different character for a little while. It's kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then the ending is really cool again. But Tara Hayes, here's my thing. If that never happened, I don't know if Art the Clown would be the icon that we love him as. We always point to Dawn's scene in the original Terrifier, the hacksaw scene, as being like this iconic moment for the killer. And it is, don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's this one, for me at least, I think it's the 1-2 punch of you're getting one of your main characters butchered in the worst way imaginable, followed up shortly by a very mean-spirited death of what is supposed to be your main character. And I think what this represents is like Art the Clown is different than the other slasher villains. He's not going to just let the final girl take him down. You know what I mean? He's ready for that. He's got the gun on his on his ankle. He's ready for that shit, and he's going to blast them away. And I think that's where I think Terrifier caught people's attention. Even though now on subsequent rewatches, I'm kind of like, you know, okay, this feels kind of like, where are we going after this? You know, I get it. It was brutal. I actually would go so far as to say that I don't know if Art the Clown would be that interesting of a villain if it wasn't for that. Because I think about what is the point of Terrifier? What's the point of this first movie? And I really think it is to sell you on Art the Clown as a slasher villain. And how does he stand apart from something like Michael or Pennywise or, Jason Voorhees? It's because he's ready for the final girl character. He's ready for that shit. And that's what I think makes the original Terrifier so interesting, is that it does break those rules with not perfect results, but it does make you think about the character of Art the Clown. Like, truthfully, I think that if like a Laurie Strode was to go up against Art the Clown, I think Art's winning that fight. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, holy shit, this is a guy that could best a lot of other, those big titular characters. Also think Ash from The Evil Dead. I think like he would also not stand a chance against an Art the Clown, which is interesting to me. Like, I think that's what that's trying to say. Personally. So I'm on the fence with that, not Randy Meeks. You have a point, and I love Jenna Cannell. Had a great conversation with her a couple years ago now at Horror Hound when she was there. Super, very interesting person. I'm really excited to see what other projects she's getting herself into. But I 100%, I would not have been against this if Tara Hayes had been like a mainstay character throughout the franchise. But Randy, thank you for the $2.49. I greatly appreciate the support. Nicholas Brady also with us, throwing $5 out there. Nicholas, thank you. Love that we're talking about this right now. You're saying, yo, Jakey Jake, I just watched Marshmallow because of one of your videos. That was crazy good. Did not see that twist coming. Is it not one of the most underrated of the year? Come on. Marshmallow was so interesting. If nothing else, even if you're like, man, I kind of wish this was the thing that it seemed to be, if you're watching it and you're kind of like, well, kind of wish this was actually this kind of movie, because that's what it presents itself as. But then it turns into something else. There's some big twists. I loved those twists. It really worked for me. It was really cool. My only criticism, I wish we had gotten to it quicker. Does that make sense? Like, I wish like the back half of the movie was that big twist at the end. All I will say without spoiling anything is that the movie has an open ending where it kind of lends itself to, this big thing is about to happen. And I wish, like, to me, that should have been the third act. That's my only thing I would change about the whole film. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. It's got some great twists and turns. I just wish that third act would have been what was teased to us with the little ending scene. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's a really good movie, guys. If you have not seen Marshmallow, highly recommend. Kind of flew under the radar from last year. Really interesting flick. Wow, lots of love for that one. Nicholas, I'm glad you liked it as well. That's why I had to include it on my most underrated horror films of 2025 list, without a doubt. So, dude, thank you so much for the 5. Greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you liked that one. I got to do more recommendation videos soon. Peyton is also throwing 10 out there saying, hey man, sorry for the late Scream 7. Sorry you're late. No worries, Peyton. I'm just glad you're here now. What's up, my friend? You're saying Scream 7, I think they will do a new thing other than requels, where there's no passing of the torch, but focusing on the main characters. Hopefully we get the most Ghostface as a main character. Oddly enough, Peyton, I actually wouldn't mind that. And here's where I agree in those terms. If they focus the story solely on Sidney Prescott, and Tatum is this character who is just there to build onto her own Sidney's story, so to say, I could get into that. Based on the way that it's being marketed, based on the way that they're throwing things out about this movie, it seems like they're gonna be doing the passing the torch thing to Sidney's daughter. We're putting this character through some very obvious trauma. It seems like her dad is likely going to die in the film based on what we've already gotten. And I'm really thinking we are going to make her a very focal character. A lot of the rumors are telling us that she's going to be like a co-lead, so it's like we're kind of bouncing back and forth between two different stories. Honestly, Peyton, I'm with you. I'd rather see just a focused Sidney movie that is also about her family. You know what I mean? But it seems like we're telling two different stories at the same time, again, which is something I didn't really love about Scream 5, something I also wasn't really crazy about when it came to... Well, Scream 6 was better with it, but Scream 5 especially, I think, suffered from trying to tell two different stories at the same time that didn't always mesh together. So, personally, I would rather just get a Sidney movie, or I would just rather get a movie about new characters in general. Just this back and forth between two different stories at the same time. I feel like that's kind of rushing... it's rushing both stories at the same time, resulting in lesser products on both ends. And had they just focused on like one singular murder mystery from one person's perspective, like a lot of the older films, like 1, 2, 3, and sort of 4, sort of. I think that it would just be better for it. So I don't, even though I don't think that's what we're getting, I think that would be a better path personally. So if you're gonna make this a Sydney movie, commit to it. Make it a damn Sydney movie. That's what I say. But Peyton, thank you for the 10, my friend. We'll see what we get. Hey, maybe we're totally shocked and surprised by this movie as it drops in February. Maybe it really is a worthy story for Sydney Prescott. I fucking hope so. I would love to see her get another great story, something similar to Scream 4, where it really furthers like a lot of how this trauma from her youth is still affecting her now. That is what I love so much about 4, and I think 7 can echo that in a really interesting way. And I'm hoping it does. Fingers crossed, baby. But Peyton, again, thank you for the 10. Madison is saying, how about instead of the love seat, you get a cuck chair? How about no? Don't give me that look. The extra dining room chair. I forgot about that. Just that's my set. It's just one chair in the corner.
Well, no,
I should hire an actor to like wear like a gimp suit and sit in the background of all my videos. Would that be so funny?
Put it here.
Would that be?
Guy. It looks like he already has a gimp suit on.
Well, it's yeah.
It would just be him sitting in the chair.
Well, there we go. Go. I can't even. I don't think I could say this. I don't think I could say this on a YouTube video, but that's really funny. That's what I'm going to say to the YouTube people when they message me. Dude, Eric's in the stream. Eric's like, I'll do it, Jake.
Get Eric in there in the gift.
Eric, I'll hire Eric to be.
And I want him holding like the tassel thing.
No, like no. Oh my god. He's just the whole video, like just doing this. Oh my god. Jake, why don't you hire editors? Jake, why don't you hire someone to do like graphic design for you? No. We got to get the GIMP. It's way more important. Way more.
Couch. There you go. There's your bed, buddy. We got the new couch. There's where you can sleep, my dude.
Eric, I will be giving you a call after this, a big business call. Put that on your resume, right? Eric's like, wait, I get to be in a GIMP suit and I get paid? Jackpot.
Are you usually not paid for that?
No. Okay. Stream has gone off the rails. We're getting back to it. Thank you for reminding me about that. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. We got
the tail end of the last 40 minutes.
I take this seriously. I swear to God. I swear this is something I take seriously. Okay, not Randy Meeks. He's throwing. I got fucking tears in my eyes. I'm laughing so hard. Not Randy Meeks is throwing 249 out there saying, "Are you going to see Hokum?" Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. I just caught up on Severance, which is a excellent TV show over on Apple TV. I'm just watching it for the first time, and I cannot believe I haven't been watching the show as religiously as I probably should have been. I am in love with it. I think it's amazing. But it also stars Adam Scott, just like Hokum. And the other thing that I love about Hokum is it's coming from director Damian McCarthy, who has not fucking missed with his 2 movies so far. Oddity was that last year? 2 years ago now? 2024. That's technically 2 years ago, which is fucked up, right? Loved that one. And then I don't know. I think I liked Oddity more than I liked Caveat, but Caveat was also very good. Wow. 2 very impressive first features from him. I'm very excited to see this one. That Hokum trailer, dude, like that, it kind of starts off and you're looking at Adam Scott and he's laying in bed, and then it cuts to this like person in this crazy looking mask. Ooh. Scared the shit out of me. Loved it. Loving what I'm seeing from Hokum so far. There's a trailer reaction up on Patreon. So if you're subscribed to the Patreon, you will be able to see trailer reactions. I'm putting up my Strangers Chapter 3 trailer reaction very early tomorrow. So make sure to check that out. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon. But Randy, thank you for the 249. I'm definitely covering Hokum on the page. Top priority from this upcoming May. So definitely excited for it. Zoe Crawford is saying, you run Friday the 13th. What film do you make? Option 1, low budget, one location, character focused, fewer but ultra gory kills. Option 2, big budget legacy sequel with A-list actors and lots of CGI kills. Easily option 1. I do not want to see Marvel Friday the 13th. No, I want to see low budget, scrappy filmmaking, something like Terrifier. That's why Damien Leone's like a perfect choice in my opinion. Do that for sure. 100%. Peyton is throwing $20 out there. Peyton, thank you so much for your support, dude. Really appreciate it so much. You're saying, so excited for Silent Hill, Primate, and 28 Years. In my opinion, I was disappointed with 28 Years, but the reviews look good. Wanted the doctor as the main guy, and that's what it is. January is going to be a good month for the first time. Dude, January's been like, every January I've been covering, you know, when I first started this channel, I remember January being this weird little month where nothing was really going on. January 2020, before things started getting crazy with the pandemic, I remember there just really wasn't a whole lot to talk about. I think Underwater was like the big movie of that month. Maybe The Grudge had come out that month as well. That was really it. And both of those, Underwater's not bad, but it's not great. And then that Grudge movie, we brought that up the other day. That's one of the first reviews I ever made on this page. Interestingly enough, it's okay. It's not great. It's kind of bad, but I had an affinity for it. What I will say though is this January seems to be even better than the last two, which those were pretty good, man. I mean, we had Scream 5 in 2022. We had, and then even in what was it, 2023? We had Megan. A killer movie then. Last year, I swear to God, we had a really good January release that I was hyped up for, and I can't remember what it was now, but point being, Januaries are slowly becoming these like secondary these like secondary Octobers that I'm kind of loving. So I'm loving that a bunch of weird horror movies are being dropped in these months now, which is great. But literally every movie you listed, I'm hyped up for. Primate's going to be great at the end of this week. Silent Hill, I think is going to be really fun. I don't think it's going to be good, but I think it's going to be really fun and have a lot of creepy, gross little monsters in it, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And 28 Years, dude, I'm really excited for the Bone Temple. You said you didn't really like the first 28 Years, but you wanted the doctor to be the main guy. I think that's exactly what you're getting from Bone Temple. And, you know, I totally understand that. I totally understand where you're coming from with that. I think that out of all the new characters, Dr. Kelson, easily the most interesting, easily the one pushing, ushering us into this new era of the franchise. I definitely want more from him. So I totally get that. I totally get that criticism. And I'm quite excited to see where we go with it here in Bone Temple. Peyton, I'm going to bring that up in my 28 Years video that I do at the end of next week. That I would have liked to have seen more Dr. Kelson in that first one. That's a good point. It's a really good point. Dude, thank you for the 20. Definitely excited for Bone Temple. You will be seeing a big ol' nasty early review video of it. I get to go to an early screening of that one. Really hyped up, really excited to see it. And yeah, we'll be talking about it soon. So Peyton, thank you for the $20. I greatly appreciate the support of the page. Really does mean a lot. Ghostface Killer is throwing 5 out there saying, any updates on The Young People? This is the new Osgood Perkins flick that is coming out later on this year. My God, that guy is busy. He had 2 films released last year and Longlegs in 2024. 4 films in 3 years. This guy is a fucking madman. We love it. We love Oz Perkins around here. Wow. Super excited for this one. In my humble opinion, I think Oz has just been getting better and better. I might be one of the only horror YouTubers who's going to say that, though. For me, at least, Longlegs, I was really middle of the road on. I don't like that the twist is religious horror. You know, I think that's my big thing about Longlegs. And I know I'm a weirdo who's kind of in the minority with that one. But most of it I loved. You know, I loved the Silence of the Lambs influence, loved the cast, loved most of the direction. Just the twist being all like, oh, it was just Satan the whole time. That's a little disappointing, I think, in this modern era of horror that is finding much more creative answers to these insane questions. But for me, I guess I really, The Monkey was like just a much more enjoyable watch. Hot take. I think it's just so fucking funny and over the top. It's a Final Destination movie mixed with Looney Tunes. Had a very good time with it. And Keeper is one of the most visually stunning movies of last year. Crazy underrated. I really enjoyed it. Got review bombed. Just people fucking hated that movie. I thought it was really cool. Again, not a top 10 of last year by any means. I think it's a really strong 7 out of 10 though. And Keeper, I think, deserves a little more love. Young People, I'm maybe even more excited for. This is a script from Mr. Perkins as well, where Keeper was not. And the young people, to my knowledge, is gonna be kind of somehow dealing with like scary old people specifically. We've seen a very brief excerpt of the script where it's talking about how like an old man removes his clothing or something like that. So I don't know what the fuck is going on in this movie. It might be like a Get Out thing where it's like it's old people going into the bodies of younger people, perhaps. I don't know. That's just a crazy, insane theory. We'll see what it's all about very soon here. I am definitely excited for it though. I guess I'm an Oz Perkins fan. That's kind of where I'm at with Oz. Like, I really like his movies. There's some weird shit about him, but man, I do but I do like them. Like, I think they all of everyone that I've seen, every movie of his I've seen has something to it that I really liked. So he's a really interesting guy. I'm really excited to see what else comes from him. Everything I've ever seen from him is at least thought-provoking, and that's much more than some horror directors. So I really have nothing but love for Oz, even if I have criticisms about some of his movies. So a lot of good stuff there. Cannot wait for more info on the young people. Really hyped up for that one for sure. Dave Primero is asking about, have you seen the movie They Will Kill You? I have not seen it yet. I just saw the trailer. Wow. Like, dude, I was ready to write this one off. I was like, from the plot description, from what we knew about it, kind of just sounded like Ready or Not ripoff. But I see why Warner Bros. Is being so confident with this one. Why they're like, no, we're going to release it at the same time as Ready or Not 2. Yeah, we feel confident about this. Dude, you can tell from a trailer the little technicality elements of film, You can kind of see that in a lot of trailers sometimes, most of the time, I'll say. You can see if like a movie is shot very well from a trailer. You can see if a movie like, if the things were done professionally or with a lack of skill and experience, whatever. I can tell you right now that They Will Kill You, while yes, the concept does feel very Ready or Not, the cinematography is like top notch. And I'd go even so far as to say, I think it's going to be a movie that we're talking about after both Ready or Not 2 comes out as well as this. And we're going to be saying, what's the movie that's better shot? It's absolutely They Will Kill You. And I feel very confident in saying that right now. Love the way Radio Silence shoots a lot of their movies, but I think that this is much more interesting, has a lot more personality to it. Looks so 70s. And also, by the way, has a great cast. I think I like the cast a little more for Ready or Not 2, admittedly, but wow. They Will Kill You is going to be giving Radio Silence a run for their money this March. I'll tell you what, I understand why they're not moving the release date. I understand why they're confidently being like, nope, it's coming out that day. Trust me, this will pull enough people. Wow. Also has a great cast though. Patricia Arquette, Zazie Beetz. Really trying to remember anyone else who was in that fucking movie. There's someone else. There's another like really big name. Tom Felton, Heather Graham. Oh yeah, how can I forget about them? Come on now. Wow. Definitely really excited for this one. It's going to be hype as fuck. So yes, really excited for that one to come out. It's going to be an interesting last weekend of March for sure. Erica's throwing 2 out there. Thank you so much for the support. Shit, I didn't make it. Didn't even type words to hurry. You're too kind. It's all you know what? We made the super chat goal in my heart. That's what matters. So thank you for being with us, Erica. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate you a ton. Holy shit, Peyton is throwing $50 out there. Dude, Peyton, thank you for the support, my friend. Really, really, really appreciate it. You're saying, here's why I was the biggest fan of 28 Years Later. Oh, you did like 28 Years Later. Okay. You also have a review channel called The Unknown Reviewer, so I know my way around review. It wasn't the zombie film it was promised in the trailer. It was a coming-of-age story with a random ending. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right entirely. But, I think a big concern I had when that initial trailer came out. Now, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but when that initial trailer came out, I was hyping it the fuck up. I think it's one of the coolest horror trailers I have ever covered on this page by far. Like easily number one. In terms of horror trailers that have impressed me the most. That is one of the scariest fucking trailers for a movie I have ever seen in my life. But the one negative that I had coming away from it in that video was I was saying, this looks very Walking Dead to me. And I feel like that's so like last decade at this point. If we're just making a movie that is, a bunch of characters surviving a zombie apocalypse, years into the future, that just feels like a late season Walking Dead arc. I don't know if I want to see a movie of that. I feel like that's kind of like done to death. I don't know what new thing we're going to be able to do there. Alex Garland answers that question with, we're going to make this an epic coming-of-age story. Like, I would go so far as to say 28 Years Later is less of a horror movie. It's more of this, like, epic And I kind of love that. It's epic horror. Throwing that flavor in there, I think, is what has kind of turned some people off from it. But for me, it's like, dude, the other option here would have been to make this like a shitty Walking Dead movie with like a huge cast and a lot of money. And that film might have been good. You know, I might have enjoyed that. But for me, getting this weird other thing that I didn't even know I needed, for me was just so much more filling as a horror fan. I got a lot more out of the film, I feel, because of that. I do understand why a lot of people don't like the very ending with the Jimmies showing up for multiple reasons. But I feel like we're going to flesh that out moving into the Bone Temple. Danny Boyle has even said that that's supposed to be like a little teaser for what's to come next. I imagine Bone Temple is going to end exactly the same way, where the tone is going to switch up again. Where Bone Temple, I feel like, is going to capture some of that like over the top insane energy, just like what we saw at the end of the original 28 Years. I think that the next one, which again is going to be directed by Danny Boyle again, once again written by Alex Garland, just like all three of the films, we're going to go back to that grounded tone. This middle entry, however, I think is going to get a little weird, and I'm here for that. But I'm glad you liked 28 Years Later. It sounds like you have some criticisms of it too, which is, you know, totally fair. I really loved it. I keep coming back to it. 28 Years is one of those movies that I think is just so weird it worked for me. And I'll be honest, first time I saw it, I was like, if you go back and watch my out of the theater reaction, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, that was so fucking bizarre. I went back the same night and watched it again. I went back and saw it a second time, and I'm like, okay, no, this is amazing. I don't think I caught everything that first watch, but watching it a second time, I'm like, wow, this was really impressive. So I think that if there's definitely loose ends though, and I think Bone Temple is going to hit on a lot of those things. So I'm excited, really excited for it for sure. Peyton, you're amazing. Oh my God. Thank you you're throwing another 10 out there. Thank you for the support. You're saying, I love Five Nights at Freddy's, one of the two, not only as a Five Nights at Freddy's fan for many years, but because of Matthew Lillard, those movies made me realize that he could definitely bring Stu back with like an older version of Stu, essentially. I think that first whenever people are like, oh, I want to see Stu come back to life, it's like, well, that kind of already happened in that first Five Nights at Freddy's film. Like, this is what it would look like. The end of that first Five Nights at Freddy's, that big reveal of William Afton, that to me was like, okay, yeah, this is what it would be like. I feel like this is what people want from that. Here it is. Here's that kind of vibe, him playing this older killer. It was fun. I think they're fun movies. I wish I liked the movies more, is what I'll say. I wish I liked them more, but I do appreciate the fact that they are getting so many young eyes on horror. You know, that makes me really happy. That makes me really excited to see, you know, the future of these movies are probably inspiring some young kid right now to go make their own horror thing. And that is awesome. I cannot hate on that, even if I don't feel like these movies are totally perfect. I do love a lot of the lore. I do love the concept itself. But yeah, I guess I wish that the movies were being handled just a little better. I guess that's my big problem with them. Just a lot of weird little character beats that don't work for me. The sequel did have some pretty good jump scares, which I gotta admit I'm a fan of. Love me a good jump scare. You know, some people don't like them, and that's totally fine. But I just, you know, when you can really shock me and make me like want to crawl out of my skin like that, very good stuff. Everything with the marionette puppet in part 2 was like, holy shit, fuck that. No, don't want that thing crawling up my butt, dude. It looked like it was going for it too. So that was scary stuff. Loved that for sure. Peyton, you're throwing another 10 out there. Yeah, Peyton's paying my entire bills this month. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you for the love. You're saying it was a time, but I meant to say it wasn't the biggest fan. You weren't the biggest fan because you wanted it to be more of like a new zombie thing. Okay, no, I gotcha. Well, you like the action, you like the new zombies that are like alphas. I hope we get lore about them in Bone Temple. I also really liked the new zombies from 28 Years Later. The slow zombies and fast zombies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen that before. Like, I've seen movies where there's slow, you know, shambling corpses coming after people, and then they're running really fast in other flicks. But doing both of them here in 28 years, terrifying, and utilized so well to the advantage of the filmmakers to scare us in totally different ways. You know, we do have these moments where the alpha is chasing down our characters, running back to base with these booming footsteps. But then we also have, you know, these creeping dread moments where these little guys that are like low to the ground are dragging themselves towards like Aaron Taylor Johnson and Spike. And that was also creepy for a totally different reason. The first 30 minutes of that movie is masterful. If nothing else about the movie, I loved that. I do love the back half of it that gets a little more art housey and, emotional too, but those first 30 minutes are horrifying. Some great stuff there. So I think we absolutely will get some more lore about them in Bone Temple, learning more about the virus itself, and maybe even about, how to cure the virus, which I think is going to be a very big part of part 2. So I'm very excited for it. Peyton, thank you so much for the support tonight. I greatly appreciate you a ton. Really does mean a lot. And I'm so excited for Bone Temple. It is going to rock. It's going to be very good. David Primero is saying Tatum is still suspicious for me for Scream 7. Could she be the killer? If Sydney's own daughter is the killer, what are we even doing at this point? I don't know. I just don't think, for me, I just don't think that could work. I really feel like that's one of those things that it would just be tough. It would be tough to make something like that happen. I mean, this is literally somebody from the loins of Sidney Prescott. Jill was a different story. I mean, she's a cousin, right? That's a totally different situation, totally different story. I feel like that's not as big of a deal versus, you know what I mean? Like someone that is actually raised by Sidney Prescott. Sidney was in their life actively this entire time. Now, could you write in something where it's like, okay, Tatum's not like blood related to Sidney. Maybe she's like from the dad's side, maybe. But dude, they cast Isabel May because she kind of looks like Neve Campbell, or like a young Neve Campbell. That was a big thing I noted when she was added to the cast. I'm like, dude, she looks just like a young Neve Campbell. There's no way she's not blood related, and there's no way I don't think there's any way that she's not like, raised by Sidney. And that kind of character I just don't see ever becoming Ghostface. It was a different story with Jill because, again, I don't think Sidney was actively involved with her life every step of the way. But now, I guess it would just be hard for me to believe. It'd be hard for me to buy that her own daughter would want to kill her for like a different reason. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But we'll definitely see. Peyton is saying, could you imagine if Tatum is the killer? And wow, that's crazy. Peyton, thank you for the 5. You're saying, could you imagine if Tatum is the killer and Scream 7, I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 vibes? Like, it's kind of like, yeah, like this character you're supposed to trust ends up being the killer, essentially. I hated that movie, but I actually really enjoyed it. Oh, you're saying I hated the movie, me personally, Killjoy Jake, but you really enjoyed it. The only reason I hate it, like, you could have made Freddie Prinze Jr. the killer. It wasn't earned. You know what I mean? I'm a very big stickler about consequences in story. If you can't just say, well, this is going to happen now. Well, you got to find a natural, organic path to getting to that point. The last time we saw Ray in the franchise, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, he's this loving boyfriend that is doing everything he can to get to Julie James and save her. And now he's the killer. You know what I mean? It's like it's that joke from South Park. It's the underpants gnomes where they're like, step 1, steal underpants. Step 2, step 3, profit. You know what I mean? It's like, that doesn't make any sense. That's the joke. You need causation. You need that small domino to hit the bigger domino, to hit the even bigger domino, to hit an even bigger domino, and just knock the whole thing down into a big consequential story. Otherwise, it's just random. There's a lot of movies that come out that really lose me and won't keep me engaged if there's just no, there's no forward progress, that every little plot point affects what comes next. Those are the best movies all do that. And I think that was my big problem with I Know What You Did Last Summer. They just didn't lay that groundwork. They just decided to say, well, Freddie Prinze Jr. is evil now. We're not going to explain it. He's a villain. It's like, what? You have to do that. I don't know how they could have changed that up to make that work, but I don't know. I guess it just didn't really, it just felt like they resurrected an old idea, because I Still Know What You Did Last Summer originally was going to make Ray the killer. But it just kind of felt like, well, that was an idea from the past. Let's make that into the new movie, opposed to actually finding organic steps to get there. And I think it's the same thing with any character in any franchise like this. Like, could you make Gil Weathers the killer? Well, we'd have to start taking the steps to get there, I think, with an entire whole movie before we even approach that in a film. Like, if we're going to make Gale the killer, I think that we got to spend 7 putting her down this really dark arc, you know, like having some bad shit happen to her, then maybe in part 8 she's the killer, right? So it's building on top of each other. One thing has to lead to another, cause effect. Otherwise I just, you know, there's shock value in making someone like Sydney's daughter the killer, but I just don't know if that's the perfect, I don't know if that's what defines a twist. There's a difference between a shock and a well laid out twist, I guess is my point. But Peyton, I really do appreciate your support of the page. Thank you so much. And I'm really excited to see what Scream 7 is all about. I hope it's good. What else we got going on? Joe Bamba, thank you for being a channel member, saying I would be fine with someone from South Park being the killer in 7. Oh my God. Dude, Trey Parker every now and then does like movies. He'll do like voice roles on movies, and I just love it. Man, he's one of the voice actors. He's the bad guy in Despicable Me 3, and even without being able to be dirty like how he is in South Park, like he's still just so funny. That's whenever people are like, oh, South Park sucks, like it's just this and that, it's just, you know, toilet humor. It's like, dude, no, it's not. It's the smartest fucking show on television, and I'm so serious about that. It's so dumb that it's smart. Like I'm so serious about that. It's super well written. It is very interesting. I don't know. Their commentary on shit is always so fucking fascinating to me. So I don't think they've always been right on stuff, like especially if you go back on some of those old episodes. It's like, wow, that hasn't aged so well. But I feel like they always have an interesting way of making their points. And that's what I think is cool about South Park. So Trey Parker to me is a genius. I think he's crazy talented. And I would say the same thing about Matt Stone, man. I mean, those guys are just, they're fucking brilliant. So I have nothing but love for them. I worship at the altar of Trey and Matt, without a doubt. So if you guys want to, if you want to learn anything about writing stories, listen to their fucking seminar about how they write South Park episodes. It's brilliant. You know, kind of going off of that same point that I was making earlier about consequences in stories, they make this point about, you know, if you're going to write a story and you're gonna make your story interesting, in between each of your plot points, you have to do okay, well, this happens, therefore this next thing must happen. Don't write stories where it's like this happens and then this happens and then this happens and then this. That's boring. Nobody likes that. That's just a bunch of random events happening. But if, you know, the dog takes a pee, but he's peeing on an electrical fence and dies, that's much more interesting than the dog pees and then he eats from his bowl, and then he licks up some water, and then, you know what I mean? There's just nothing's happening. That's not a story. That's just a bunch of events. But if the dog pees on an electrical fence, that's something. That's a story. You know what I mean? I could go on and on and on. Watch the video. Trey and Matt will explain it a lot better than my dumbass. But I love that. I think it's maybe the most important tool you need in your tool belt when it comes to writing a good story. All right, let's get back to it. Erica's throwing out a lot of really fun links. Definitely check out the Deep Dive channel. That's Jakey Retro. We're currently covering the 28 Blink Later movies right now. I'm really excited to talk more about those. 28 Days Later is already up on the page. Big video out on that right now, so go give it a watch. Also, if you need a little recap on the movie before 28 years later, The Bone Temple comes out. Go check it out over on Jakey Retro. Please subscribe. We are almost at 1,000 subs over there. New video on 28 Weeks Later is coming very soon. I'm spending basically the day on it tomorrow, and I'm really excited for you guys to see that one. Really hyped up to make that video. It's going to be fun. But we're also covering 28 Years Later next week, so give it a watch. Also, there's a link to GullGotha, which is our gaming channel, so go subscribe. We're playing some horror games tonight at 8 p.m., which is approximately 39 minutes from right now. So definitely check that out. It's going to be fun. We're playing some Phasmophobia tonight. We're going to be scared by some ghosts, and we're going to try to hunt them down. We're going to try to correctly guess what kind of ghosts that they are. So stop on by for some of that fun shit. It's going to be cool. Come on in, baby. It's going to be fun. Joe Bamba is also saying that South Park has been added into Fortnite, which is fun. I might do that. I might do a gaming stream of that. People really liked the weird little Fortnite videos I did. So I don't know. Maybe GullGotha is going to become a Fortnite page. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely check out the gaming channel. It has been so much fun to do that. It's been a blast. Give it a watch. Give it a check. Jonathan Marino is saying Art the Clown should have creeped in on someone watching Scream 1 and got distracted by Ghostface for a second, like a little nod. Well, I guess the Halloween franchise and Scream kind of did that back and forth, which is cool. I almost kind of feel like Terrifier has already referenced Scream with its reporter character, who is named Monica Brown, which maybe we know what that's a reference to. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that to me is like a total Courtney Cox reference, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's a cute little thing you did there. I like that. So I don't know. I feel like we've already gotten some Scream references, which is great. But I wouldn't mind another. I wouldn't mind another, like someone's watching Scream and they get killed by Art the Clown. It's like, that's not the franchise I wanted to fucking be in. Fuck that. That sounds awful. I love that though. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, no, I'm really excited for that. I'm trying to think of another movie I'm really just hyped up for this year. A movie I keep forgetting to talk about from this month, by the way, is Iron Lung. Guys, I'm really excited for that. It is one of those movies that kind of came out of nowhere. I kind of forgot about it. Markiplier announced that he was working on this like years ago, and we're just now getting it at the end of this month. I'm unbelievably hyped. Like, dude, this looks insane. It's about, like, Markiplier plays this lead character who is like this fugitive who lives in this dystopian future where all the planets disappear. And the only planet that is in existence is this like blood planet. Like it's an ocean of blood on this like weird, crazy planet. And he's got to go like diving in there in a submarine to see what's there, to see what's going on this like weird blood planet. Maybe there's some resources. Not 100% sure. So it is like the most interesting idea for a for a movie. I'm so excited to see what this is all about at the end of the month. And then we also have Send Help, which I haven't been talking about as much either. New Sam Raimi movie coming out at the end of January, and it also looks really cool. It's Rachel McAdams fighting her boss on a desert island. And I don't know, looks fucking crazy. It's Sam Raimi doing horror, so it's gonna be fucking fun. The trailer has there's some goofy things about the trailer, but I am loving it, and I am really excited to see what it's all about. So it's gonna be a good time. Really excited to cover all these movies very soon. I don't know, just love horror, man, loving horror. Some good stuff. Jonathan Marino is saying Art the Clown should have. I already read that. Never mind. Jonathan, love you, love you, love Art the Clown, love Scream. Teddy's with us saying, sup, Jacob. What's up, Teddy? How we doing? You ready for some Phasmophobia? Ready for vibing out tonight? It's going to be fun. I got to do Outlast Trials over on the gaming page. I absolutely do. We're definitely trying to play some more horror games. Just this week, we've done Dead by Daylight and now Phasmophobia. So I think we're going to get into some Outlast Trials as well as, what's the other one? The Mortuary's Assistant. That's one I've been wanting to play for some time. I just haven't gotten around to it. But definitely want to make that happen. And David, yeah, we played against Vecna last night over on the page. It was really fun. So we did that for the public, what was it, like the public beta test or something? PTB, public test beta. I don't know. We did that last night though for Stranger Things and Dead by Daylight. It was really cool. Vecna is a really sick fucking killer. Tell you what. So really fun stuff with that, without a doubt. And Peyton's throwing another 20 out there. Peyton, again, thank you so much for the support. Before I go, I just want to say thank you for being such a cool dude. You are one of my main inspirations on my channel and introducing me to horror making Scream, my favorite horror movie franchise. All I'll say is thank you. Peyton, that's really kind of you, my friend. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I can inspire a love of horror, from anybody. That's why I do what I do. So I'm very glad that I could inspire you. And good luck with your channel. I hope you absolutely kill it. Have so much fun. Yeah, that's the point of all this. Have fun. Have fun talking about the things you love, my friend. And I really appreciate your support of the page, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. And enjoy talking about Scream. Enjoy just talking about whatever you want to talk about over there. So much love to you, my friend. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the 20 again, my dude. We also have Tyrese Daniel saying, my favorite movie is The Mask. The Mask is so much fucking fun. Oh my God. Jim Carrey in that movie is a blast. Some really cool, crazy shit going on there for sure. I just had a reference to The Mask in that 28 Days Later video. You'll see it very early on in there, which is fun. But a lot of good stuff for sure. Jordan Burns is saying, what's your thoughts on the Halloween game coming later this year? Do you think it'll be better than the Friday the 13th game or will it flop? No, I'm very excited for this one. I think it has a very strong chance. I love that there's a single player mode. I think that's brilliant because a lot of these multiplayer games, they die really fast and then like nothing comes from them. You know what I mean? It's kind of brutal. I hate when that happens because it's like, well, what the fuck? What the fuck is this sucks. I hate that we, like the Evil Dead game, for instance, we can't play it anymore. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, it's like you can't really play it anymore because no one's playing them anymore, or it's just like, the servers have died or whatever the case. I love that this Halloween game actually has a little bit of a fighting chance. Because it's single player, we can keep coming back to it even if the multiplayer aspects of it end up dying down. So that single player mode I think is really going to save this one. I think that's brilliant. I think a lot of these games moving forward are going to have that kind of mode if this hits, of course. So definitely really excited for Halloween. It is totally going to rock. Hyped up. Erica is saying you will immediately be banned if you are disrespectful to Jake or anyone in chat. This is true. So don't do that. Don't be a jerk. Where's the fun in that? Slasher bro. I see you being an asshole out there, so you're getting banned. Don't be doing that. Jordan Burns is saying, I already read that. Never mind. Hang on. Teddy's getting ready for some Phasmo. You're just making some food. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love this from, hang on, Tarot Destroyer, what? My boyfriend's testicles were bitten off by a camel recently. I hate when that happens. Erica banned the message. I had to read that first part. I don't know where it was going after that, but I'm intrigued. Frankly, I'm I'm interested. Let's go. I don't even, wherever that was coming from. Oh, there's the rest of it. I don't even want to read all that. I don't want to. Erica's like, what are people on? Oh my God. Erica, you're working overtime tonight, and I'm so sorry about that. Thank you. No, don't undo it. No, I'm so sorry you got to work overtime tonight. A lot of crazy shit going in the chat right now. Holy shit. Well, we are going to be wrapping up the stream, ladies and gents, but if you don't want the fun to be over, hop on over to GullGotha. We're going to be playing some Phasmophobia right after this at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 30 minutes exactly from right now. So I am going to get some food and refresh myself, and we'll be playing some games here soon. Thank you so much for the love tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be live again tomorrow for some Killzone action. The Nightwatch Zone is joining me for a little conversation on some fun things in the future. Head on over to GullGotha. We'll be live in 30 minutes, ladies and gents, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Bye-bye. Hang on. Oh, I'm not missing another super chat. I do this too often, and I don't want to do it. Here we go. Peyton's throwing another 20 out there. We're going to elongate the stream for this, baby. Here we go. If you could see Ghostface go head-to-head with one person, like his own versus movie, Peyton, just real quick, I was half a second from clicking the video. I was half a second from clicking off, and you caught me just right at the last moment. I love it. Okay, let's get through this, though. If you could see Ghostface go head-to-head with one person, like his own versus movie, who would you want it to be partially? What makes the most sense to me is the Fisherman. Could you imagine learning both identities in movie? I 100% think the Fisherman, yes, would probably be the one that I would put him up against first. I almost could see an urban legend movie working better, though, oddly enough. Like, I feel like the Fisherman is more iconic of a killer from like the Scream inspired slashers from the late 90s, early thousands, but I feel like urban legend fits the vibe of Scream just a little more. We're talking about a franchise here that is a little more closer to Scream even than I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the reason I say that is because it's also has a meta theme to it. And I think my big thing with that is like, with the urban legend killers killing people based on urban legends. Ghostface is killing people based on, different horror movies or, calling them up and giving them horror movie trivia. It's similar enough that I think it could work in the same movie. The Fisherman's got like a totally, like the only similarities between I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream is that they kind of share the same like tone with younger characters, right? That we're following and we're ripping apart. They both feel very Kevin Williamson-ish, right? That's the similarities between the two. But I feel like Urban Legend, oddly enough, I think would work better in a crossover movie with Scream. But that's just my thoughts. I Know What You Did Last Summer is definitely the more popular franchise. So that's probably, if we ever did get a crossover movie, that's probably what it would be. And I wouldn't mind it. I think it would be kind of fun. Especially because I think you have more iconic characters that you follow, and I know what you did last summer. It might be more fun to kind of hang out with those folks, right? Like see Julie James interact with Sidney Prescott. I'm sure that would be crazy fan service that everybody would love. So you never know. You never know where that could go. That could be a good time. But Peyton, I love it, my friend. Again, I can't thank you enough for the support tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These live streams are keeping me in business, baby. So much love to you all, guys. We'll be live over on the gaming channel here in less than 30 minutes. Stop on by. Thank you, everyone, for your support tonight. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Bye-bye.